Connecting the community through gospel. The new 107.9 FM, W300EB, Macon, and WDDO 980 AM, Perry, Macon.
The views expressed on this program are not necessarily the views of the Glory 980 AM, the Glory Media Group, LLC, WDDO AM, its staff, management, or advertisers, but are the views and opinions of the participants of the broadcast.
Mother Georgia, she's back on live, the historic 980 WDDO. All of a sudden, let's go live into the studio with our host, Brenda Sutton.
Hello.
Hello. It is Monday, and I am so excited.
What are you so excited about? First of all, hey guys. It's a beautiful day today. And they're like, this is what I consider. I'm excited because this is what I consider perfect weather, right? It's like, it's not too hot, not too cold. It's perfect. You can stand in the sun and not burn up, right?
Right.
So I've had a good day all day today because the weather is just beautiful. And I think me and Raymond are going to go to the cherry blossom down there at the park a little bit later on.
Really? You and Raymond?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that ought to be interesting.
Yes, and don't come for me today. Because I did not send for you.
Of course I'm coming for you because you don't have to send for me. You really don't. And we know that Johnny will come in fashionably late because that's just what Johnny does. Johnny is awful.
Johnny likes attention.
Of course he does. And yeah, Emily, y'all going where today?
We're going to the Cherry Blossom Festival. And yes, that is my picture of my husband dancing. He and I were dancing at my event this Saturday. We had a anniversary and customer appreciation at my store in Warner Robins. Can you believe that it has? Hey, Sheila.
And
can you believe it's been a year though?
I know, but you was just backing that thing up, weren't you? Is that?
It wasn't too, I wasn't bent all the way over. I saw you finna take a picture, so I had to stand up. So it wouldn't be so,
But now Raymond looked like he was really enjoying himself.
He was. He was in full enjoyment. He sure was.
Hey
guys. It says Facebook user, whoever you are. Hello.
And how you doing? But it was a great time. Anybody who didn't go to your customer appreciation really missed a great time.
Right.
You had the Eats truck out there, and then you were giving Eats. Right. Oh, and then Leon. What's up with Leon?
Hey, Sean.
What's wrong with Leon? He just talking stop the violence. He's out there today.
Oh, good.
Getting him some sunshine. Stop the violence, though. You know how
That's
Leon
right.
is.
Yeah, stop the violence. I'm sure we keep him busy.
Oh,
thank you, Sean. Thank you so much.
Oh, yeah, we do. We do love her store. Oh, would that be Big Hen?
Look at Big Hen. That's my boy.
You know what, though? And this show is sponsored by Henry Williams.
It is. That's why you got to be nice to him so we can keep our show paid for. We can bring all our shenanigans and nonsense to our wonderful listeners.
I know. And then he gets mad at me. Well, that's why I make sure that I sponsor your show so you'll leave me alone because he's at home working.
Right. Because you do talk a lot, and this is a perfect platform for you so you can give him a breather, at least 2 hours where he ain't got to listen to Brenda.
Well, I don't know. I don't know about that, but, but I.
But thank you so much, Sean. We had our anniversary and this past Saturday in our customer appreciation, and we had a really good turnout. And those of you that missed it, I did a real good customer appreciation. We had I gave away free funnel cakes, fried Oreos, popcorn, cotton candy. Mm-hmm. Here he come. You can hear him walking in them boots.
I know it. I know he got them boots.
All kind of free stuff. Yeah. Bouncy house for the kids, games for the kids. And
we knew he was coming. And then
and Johnny didn't come. He always be talking about he gonna come. He never come.
I was no.
Now watch when he come in. He's gonna get over there and get on his phone and he's a disruptor. And then he's gonna
she said you're a disruptor.
And then he's gonna tell all his friends that he late.
No, what I was doing, I was talking to Daily Mail, TV, and
Daily Mail.
Daily Mail,
What they want with you?
the Inquirer, and People's Magazine about Emily and Raymond and their exploits. I was making sure we were cleared to be on the radio today.
Boy,
Y'all awful.
Raymond looked like he enjoyed that
He
too much, didn't he?
And they said that it's going through some litigations, but we're okay right now. They said it could possibly have been that she was falling and he was trying to hold her up.
He was trying to pretend like he was a chair.
Yeah, he was holding her up.
Okay.
So
right.
that's our story, and we're sticking to it. He's a great support system,
Exactly.
which is what your husband is supposed to be.
Exactly.
I know.
I love it. That's perfect. And so we can move on. He was a support system on Saturday. The best support system ever.
And so was Henry. Henry is the best.
Let's
And I'm just telling.
now we might not be cleared if we start talking about you and Henry.
Right. Me and Big Hen. Oh, ain't nobody better than Big Hen now.
Big Hen is awesome. Henry, if you are listening, which I'm sure you are, thank you so much for sponsoring our show all of a sudden. And yeah, we talk to Brenda daily and beg her not to mess this up for us. So yeah, Big Hen, I think I can speak on behalf of Johnny Holingshed. We love you and we thank you so much
my man.
for sponsoring us. And you the man, Big Hen. And you the man just for putting up with Brenda. We love you.
Oh, stop.
No, that's like the ninth wonder of the world.
I mean, seriously.
Oh,
The eighth.
I mean, you know what I say?
wonder.
God just be out here making anybody. That he made Brenda. God just be making anybody.
I'm tired.
Y'all so low down.
I'm tired. Just let it go.
Y'all just so low down.
I got all power. I
Oh,
can
those
still
are
sing.
pics from this past weekend. Look at Denver playing the guitar.
Oh, she loves it with Dean.
Yeah.
And you know what she asked me?
What?
She's very musical. She asked me, can she have a toy guitar?
A guitar.
That's a toy guitar. And so I think that may be her knack, that she likes it. So I'm going to get her a guitar.
It's quite contagious
That's
to
my
see
goddaughter.
Dean play guitar.
Yeah.
I'm sure for a young person, they were absolutely fascinated
Right.
to see all the
Exactly.
stuff that he could do.
Mm-hmm.
Is this mine?
Yeah.
Oh, and look at Brenda. There she is in all her splendid glory.
Yeah.
No, see, now y'all wasn't even supposed to bring that picture back up.
Why not? I mean,
why y'all bringing that picture back up? That
we
ain't got-
covering everything, you
Wait,
know. Oh,
wait.
look at that. Yes.
Y'all so low down. You know
You
what?
know, come hither. What did Jimmy say? Johnny Holingshed.
What happened?
Jimmy said,
What?
you know the motto for Little Caesar's Pizza?
Y'all so low down.
What's the motto for Little Caesar's Pizza?
What?
Hot and ready.
Oh my God.
Oh, look here. Let's just talk about today's topic.
Oh my goodness.
Let's talk about
That's what he said
today's
about
topic.
Brenda's picture.
Y'all so low
Little
down.
Caesar's Pizza, hot and ready.
All right.
Jeez.
Let's talk about today's topic.
What is today's topic? What are we talking about today?
Did you get the notice?
I didn't.
You know, Emily, I'll mess it up if I say it, but so you have to say it because you'll say it right.
That is so funny. Oh, first of all, let me give the call-in number. The call-in number today is 478-250-1444. Again, that is 478-250-1444. And today's topic is, have you ever had a friend or someone that you know that was secretly in love with you?
Now,
Let me repeat that. Have you ever had a friend or someone that you knew that was secretly in love with you?
now, Johnny, I see you over there like,
Now you all knew, you know this for sure. The ladies came up with this topic. I had nothing to do with it.
Why would you not have anything to do with that?
I mean, but you don't really ever have anything to do with our topics, do you?
No, not really. Johnny,
Not when they're messy.
question. Well, that's not messy.
Yes, it is.
It is not messy.
It is kind of messy, Brenda.
Well, that's true.
It is.
You know,
But that's okay. Because we're here for it all.
and I hope you know what, our Facebook listeners, and we've got some that's on here. I need for y'all to hit share. That's
And you know, they got me over here in the dark today. I guess they, you know, colorism is still alive and well. Brenda, you know, all light skinned, and she got the light turned up on her, and they got it turned down on me. You know, colorism is just not right.
Well, it didn't have anything to do with those friends that keep calling you, dude.
You know what? It may be. They may have been friends, your friends, and they just trying to come for me.
You know what, Johnny? I had a girlfriend, and I mean not like that kind. I didn't think she was that kind of girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? I thought she was just my friend. You know, but she would call me all day at work. I mean, like all day. Okay.
And so when you would answer, what did she want? Nothing, right?
Nothing. You know, I don't know if that happened with guys, but I'm like, why are you calling me all day? I mean, just all day, and then you want nothing. And then when you then if I don't answer the phone, when you want me to answer the phone, then you ask me why didn't I answer the phone?
Yeah, and have an attitude. Yeah,
and got an attitude about it. And I'm like, okay, that's not normal.
I've gone through that with a couple of people before, and it's insane. Let me ask you this, Johnny.
Yes.
As a guy,
okay,
how often?
I'm one of those.
Yeah, I think we can all agree. How often is it okay for one of your male friends to call you
on the phone?
Well, I mean, if it's
just calling just to shoot the fat, just to talk, just to, hey, what's going on? Hey, just to chit chat. Like, what is a normal amount of time
that we stay on the phone?
No, that they call you. Like, do they call every day? Is it once a week? How often?
Oh no, guys don't do that.
Right, exactly.
No.
So how often would you say your closest friend would call you?
Probably like a month or something like that. Just, you know, if he just say, hey man, what's up? Just calling to check on you. That'll be like a month or every 2 months or something like that. But, you know, now if the basketball tournament is on, we might talk 15 times in that hour. But did you see that? But just to call somebody, hey man, just, you know, just sitting here doing nothing and was just wondering, you know, what you were up to. We don't do that.
And yeah, see, it's so different with men. Thing. And I was like, I don't know if
that's dudes don't do that. It's
me. Because I have literally argued with friends of mine. I've literally argued. And one girl was like, well, you hurting my feelings. I said, how does it hurt your feelings? Let me ask you this. What did you want when you called me? What did you want? I just wanted to talk. About what?
About what? You know what, Johnny? And let me tell you how bad it is. They would even, this particular one, if she called my cell phone and I didn't answer my cell phone, then she got started on the office phone. And this is no lie. And I'm like, why are you calling me? I do something called work. So why are you bothering me at work for nothing? For absolutely nothing. And you know, when I look back, I said something was wrong. Something real wrong with that. And she really didn't want me to have a boyfriend.
Like, how could you tell?
No. She really, because she always had something negative to say about anybody I talked to. Now you can what? Here's a lot of them out there. You have to be real careful. I got a saying, and I don't know how you feel about this, Emily, but a single woman can't tell me too much advice. You know.
Oh my God! I literally just had this conversation with my friend.
Well, hold
up. Not even 4 days ago. Actually, today is Monday. This was Friday. I had that same conversation with you, Brenda, what you're saying, with a real good friend of mine. I said, you cannot take, if you're single, stop taking advice from your single friends.
That's right.
Point blank. That's it. And ironically, she went out, ran into another friend of hers, another single friend, and the friend was saying, that girl, you just got to do this and you just got to do that. I said, but both of y'all single. So how is that going to work? How you gonna take advice from your single friend on how to be married and how to have a long-term relationship, and she thotting around town?
And see, and that's what I'm talking about. And Johnny, that's real talk, because not everybody's single, mean you good, mean you well when they come to you and tell you, girl, I wouldn't do this. Well, you ain't married.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You're not in a long-term relationship. How you gonna tell me what you would take and what I would imagine you would probably take whatever you could take if you could get a man.
Okay, so this is why guys get so confused with girl power, or sisters are doing it. Sisters are doing it for themselves, or how women just tend to agree with each other just because she's a woman too, right? Here's a perfect example. I know a lot of women a lot of guys that say something that's not complimentary about Ileana Van Zandt, for instance. And they're defending her to the hip. No, she is moving forward. She's doing great things. She been divorced 3 times. How are they defending her giving relationship advice? But women will stick up for her. They'll stick up for her.
And
I think
a guy could be sitting there watching television with his lady or friend, and he'll go, man, nobody want to hear that. And she'll go, oh, nah, you just don't want to hear the truth. But to your point, she has been married. I think she's been divorced 2 or 3 times.
2 times.
So why would a woman defend her against this guy who says, I don't want to hear that advice from her? And the woman's going, see, she tell it, sister. That's what you need to listen to her. That's what you need to do, man. And he's like, what?
Well, because I hear you, and I partly agree with you about 80%. Given in that particular example, one of her husbands was beating the crap out of her, so she divorced that one. The second one, if I'm not mistaken, was a narcissist. He was very emotionally, mentally abusive. So the third one, after she got out of the second one, I think the third one, she recently divorced him, and I think it was because, based off of what I've heard her say, she came into her own as a woman. She was able to understand where she was as a person.
But referencing one of our previous topics, we came to the conclusion, or some of us did, that it wasn't the guy, it was her that needed the therapy and the counseling. Because if she keeps getting these type guys, is it the guy or is it Ileana? So whatever her name is. So there again, I'm back to, why would I be taking advice from her?
Well, let me give you an example. Your doctor, right?
She can tell me how to fail at a marriage.
Your doctor may give you you take this specific prescription for something. He may give you a prescription.
Say that fast 3 times.
Prescription.
So silly.
He may give you a specific prescription for something. And he may have had 3 failed marriages. Does that mean that you shouldn't listen to anything he says because he had 2 or 3 failed marriages? Or he may have gastritis, and he gives you don't do it, okay?
I won't.
He may have had gastritis several times, and he gives you medication for gastritis. Does that mean you're not going to listen to him because he's had your same condition?
But I let me just say,
it's like you can't not listen to somebody. What I'm saying is, Iyanla is a doctor. She has a doctorate degree. Just because you cannot not listen to a person with a doctorate degree because they've had certain issues.
But let me just say this. Iyanla is not like in love with you like that. Because see, the topic really deals with the fact of if inappropriate advances towards, it's some women out there, and I know that I am speaking to someone right now.
That has somebody who secretly loves them.
I'm telling you, women will tell you this, girl, I wouldn't have nothing to do with him. Nothing. And as soon as they tear your house up,
Mm-hmm. They come to comfort him.
Yeah, they come and comfort him. You doggone right. They'll be right there. So that's what we're talking about. You got to be careful when these people are giving you all this advice. Sometimes they may be coming for you, and sometimes they may be coming for your man. And that's real talk.
Mm-hmm.
You just got to be careful. And I found that, I don't know why people may think that I don't know what, but at any rate, I ain't gonna go there because that's not who I am. But she literally got mad at me.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Over someone that I cared for, and she just got rid of me. I mean, as a friend, we're no longer friends.
Mm-hmm.
And because she wanted me to stop talking to him, and I wouldn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
And look at Sheila says, "What I had a friend. She found out that I had a boyfriend. She cussed me out for no reason, treated me like the what?
Like an enemy. That was not normal. It scared me. Yeah, some people, but and it doesn't even have to be a sexual thing. It doesn't have to be that person wants you. It could be that, but it could be that the person is just jealous. Some people feel like they have to keep control of you. They want to hold on to you, and they feel like if you get a significant other, if you start dating somebody, then me and Johnny can't hang out like we used to. If Johnny gets a girlfriend, I can't hang out with Johnny no more.
So the girlfriend is really protecting herself. She's not protecting her friend.
Yeah, she's protecting herself.
Yeah,
she's protecting her feelings. Absolutely.
Because she knows if she loses that friend when she goes out, nobody's going to pay for her dinner or free drinks.
Putting all jokes aside,
I'm not joking.
You haven't had it, but maybe you've seen it, whereas, your friend will come up on you. That ain't normal. And so you probably wouldn't even know that they were like coming on to you hard like that, Johnny. I don't know. Maybe you don't pick up cues. Some guys are really good at picking up cues, but I'm just saying.
Most of us are just not that smart.
That's the truth.
It is.
When it comes to that kind of stuff.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, y'all are not. Because I even tell my son, I'm like, Jimmy, that woman is hitting on you.
Yeah.
No, she not. Yes, she is.
Yes, because see, we got certain codes. Like guys got codes. Like if I know, I hate to say this, but it's the truth. It's like guys got a certain code that if he knows that girl is interested in that dude, or they've gone to dinner or something, he's not going to say anything to her out of line. He's just not going to do it. 90% of guys, I know it's always the exception,
right?
But most guys, even if a guy knows this dude is married, but he knows the married guy sees that other girl from time to time, he's not going to say anything to the single girl, just simply out of respect, that code thing. That's just the way guys
male
are.
code, yeah.
That male code, what women don't really have. You're supposed to have girl code.
No, they don't.
But girl code is not. I brought this up because, Emily, I'm serious when I say it. I've had it. And I was so uncomfortable with it. I was so uncomfortable with them calling me like that. And it was, then they call me early in the morning. Why are you calling me in the morning?
Wow.
Yep. I had it happen to me. It was so bad to the point where I had to completely pull away from her. I mean, when I say she was calling 6-7 times a day, easy. And if I did not answer the phone, she had an attitude, not just a normal, you okay? But how come you're your phone? Like really aggressive. And I was like, wait a minute. I have a whole husband. At that time, my son was much younger. And I said, I have responsibilities. I have a store. I'm a traveling makeup artist. I have a son. I have a whole lot going on. And I can't just sit on the phone with you. And I'm not a phone talker. I don't like just sitting on the phone. I never have been. If you call me, what do you want? Let's get to the point. Okay, I'll talk to you later. I'm not one. Let's just sit on the phone and shoot the fat or, and key for 30 or 45 minutes. I'm completely uninterested in that. And so she didn't get that. She needed my constant attention all the time. She would, well, what you think about this? Should I buy this dress? Should I this is weird, awkward at this point. And she was real upset with me for a long time. And I had to pull away from her. And what I think it was, I know she didn't want me in that way. Sometimes when they're miserable in their marriage, they want an escape and you become their escape. So you answer the phone and they dump all of their problems on you, right? So they want to keep dumping and keep dumping and keep dumping. So every time you answer, you're pulling all of that in, right? And so when you stop answering the phone, they can't dump all of that on you anymore. And they get upset. And the other thing is they want you to be just as miserable as them. I mean, he don't mind. It got to the point where my husband would jokingly say, tell him that you with your husband right now. Because, I mean, he knew it was my girlfriend, but he would like to tell that dude, you with your husband right now. Because he calling you like, she calling you like you her man.
And that is, I mean, the way that this one kept up with me more than Henry. I mean, really and truly. And it was so bad that the office would say, you know, you need to handle her because she's disruptive to the work.
Well,
oh, wow.
I think too, a lot of times that when people call you with such rapidity, they want to know where you are. And I think that's a lot of that type calling. They want to make sure you are where you are. So that's rather suspect too.
Well, and why are you so concerned about where I am? Because, you know, I mean, you know, I've got some friends that I've talked to early in the morning and we just kind of have coffee and stuff like that. And we may not talk during the day. Because that's just how we do. He get up and he go to work early, and then we may chit chat on the phone for a little while. My friend Lindley, and we'll do that, and it's okay. But I ain't calling you 30 times during the day to ask you where you at and what you doing.
Just allow insecurity there, like because if they got a guy and they calling you all the time, they might think. You like that guy, or the guy likes you, and they want to make sure you're
just like
not
Sheila
with
was saying, and they'll get mad at you about that boyfriend or that husband. Now, I used to get a bunch of likes on my Facebook. You hear me? I just used to get out of likes. I just used to get a lot. I don't get them likes like I used to. I don't.
And why do you think that is?
Because you're not posting them leopard print pictures on
See, I wasn't going there, Brenda.
No, I just think that some
kind of walked into
I've got some slick haters out there. I've got some slick haters. You know, as long as you single and miserable, you have all kind of people that like you and you know, posting on the, you know, just really giving you accolades when you're not where you want to be. But when you are where you want to be, then it seems to me that it's more people trying to tear it down. And that's why I did the thing about these women, because I'm telling someone, like I said, I'm talking to somebody today. You need to watch your company. If you are a married woman or in a relationship, don't have a whole bunch of single women around your man.
And, you know, the thing, to touch on what you said, people often say, oh, you know, you're married now. Oh, you done changed since you got married. Or you done changed. And I said, people are supposed to change. I am not supposed to be the same person I was 5 years ago. I'm not supposed to be the same person you met 10 years ago. Of course, I'm not the same. I'm not single anymore. Of course, I don't act the same way because I'm married now. I can't behave the way I did when I was single. So when people say that to me, I say, you're right. I have changed. But I don't have the problem you do. You're acting funny because I'm not the same person. They say, well, you acting funny. No, I'm not. You're treating me different. I'm the same person. I just don't do some of the same things that you're accustomed to me doing. And so now you are acting funny towards me. I say that all the time. I'm like, don't come at me like that.
And then you're saying like, well, you know, the women's lib. It's not even that for me. I choose to be at home. I like being at home. I enjoy being home with my husband. There is no better place for me to be.
Oh, I love it.
When he's like not working, I ain't trying to talk on the phone.
Right.
I'm trying to be with Mr. Hen. That's what I'm trying to be up on. I'm trying to be up under him.
Your husband.
I'm trying to be up under my husband. So,
are you? Oh, okay.
so but I'm just saying, and I'm putting it out there because there are a lot of women who are confused. I'm going to say this. You got to be careful about some of them women in the church coming up on your man, hugging them, and they ain't doing no sideways hug. You need to be careful of all that.
They're not doing the deacon pat.
The holy hug.
You can't. You got to be patting. You got to do that patting in the back.
I'm trying to tell
Yeah,
you.
you can't rub. Rubbing is an issue. You just can pat.
Yeah, just pat. But I'm just saying that, and I'm not paranoid or anything, but I do think it needs to be said, Johnny. You don't see it. And I know that you're naive to it. And Johnny is like real naive to it. I mean, they can come. I think Johnny, look.
I admit to that.
I mean, he just is as silly as he can be sometimes. I don't mean it in a negative
No,
way.
I receive that.
I mean, my son be like, pew, pew, pew. He be blocking it in every way he can. I'm like, sir.
And I say it because, like I said, I think that if you and you call them slick haters that don't want to see you happy. They claim they do. Oh, Johnny, I just really no, they ain't. Yeah. Whatever they can do to tear your life down, that's what they do. And so you got to be conscious of that fact. And even some of the women around, if you were to choose somebody, even the women around them would be feeding that, and then slick looking at you.
Mm-hmm. Let's be clear. Not all single women are miserable or want to ruin a person's relationship. Marriage is a beautiful blessing. I agree. Not all single women are miserable or want to ruin a person's relationship. We're speaking specifically of the ones that have that agenda. And I think that sometimes single women do it subconsciously. They're not even aware that they're doing it.
Aware that they're doing
I mean, I'm saying this because I know I've had this happen to me multiple times. Sometimes they're just completely unaware of how their annoyance or their constant calling, their constant need for your attention actually affects you. So some of them are completely unaware that they do it.
Sometimes a person can underestimate their importance to another person.
Exactly. Bingo.
And so you're their security blanket. You give them the spirit of achievement, and you don't realize it sometimes.
But you know what?
And they just call you about any little thing because you don't understand your importance to them. That can happen as well.
Where you rank in their life.
Yeah.
And I'm saying, I mean, I love my female relationships. I really do. I would say that now that I'm married, they're different. It doesn't mean that they're not insignificant. It's just, I have Henry that's in my life, and he's my best friend, but I am aware that person that used to call me and stuff don't call because they're not number one. Yeah. And it is some people out there, I don't care. And it's, it's some males too. Because I know of some males that if they can't be number one, and I won't take and blast and put people's business out there like that. But if they ain't number one, they just won't be in it. Now that's what a male just cut you off. And there's some males out there that are like that. They want to have your time, and they want you to be doing the same kind of trashy things they do. And if you're not doing it, then you're not their friend. And they old men too. They ain't young men. They're old men that play like that. I'm just saying.
I'm trying to get a grip on that one.
Oh well, I have to tell you off air,
Oh my goodness.
Oh Lord. I have to tell you off air about that one. They'll shut us down. The FCC will shut us down.
Yeah, I was trying to get that one in generalities. Like, how does that work?
Generality is that let's say that you've got a Friday night poker game group, guys, and y'all been doing this for, I don't know, for like 10 years or something like that. All of a sudden you get married and you fall in love, you get married and stuff, and you stop being with them. They're not well with that. That a lot of them would throw shade on you.
Oh yeah, then the guys will start saying you're henpecked and
you up under that, you up under her skirt.
But I think that the men are different in that respect from women. They'll throw Joe, oh you henpecked, oh you with her, but they won't take it personal.
No, because we'll be like, yeah, I'm glad to be henpecked.
Right, exactly. But women will be like, oh, so you not doing card night, you not doing ladies night out with us, so you can't go just because you married me, you can't do ladies lady.
You
It's
got
like,
because women to take it too. So you got to be subservient. You know,
yeah,
Oh,
you
man.
can't think for yourself anymore.
yeah, women
He
will
tells
take it
you
very
what to do.
personal.
That's the way women to take it
And
all the way there.
And the
Yeah.
thing about being subservient is nothing but trust. You know, do you trust
But
him?
I'm saying they'll make
Yeah,
it be
they
a
make a
bad
big
thing.
deal, but that's why I was saying that and the guys do things. That's why I was saying the guys do it now.
Oh yeah, but we don't care.
Well, yes, you do.
No, we don't.
Yes,
I
you
don't
do.
think they take it as personally as we do. I don't think they take it as personally as we do. I think they care, but it's like, oh, okay, well, he's not here for poker night. Let's see if we can find somebody to replace him. They're not gonna call and be like, man, you not coming again?
Oh no, we're
She
not
won't
going to
let you-
continue to call.
But
Yeah,
you'll do-
right. That's
We'll
what I'm
just
saying.
make a joke or two about it.
No, but
And
then you'll
move
cut
on.
him-
Yeah,
but no,
because
but you'll
I'll
cut
be
him
like,
loose.
hey man,
No.
she's making me way more happier than having a good hand in poker. So that'd be
But
the end of
you know
that.
what? They will cut you loose,
Yeah.
and you'll miss your friends, even though you know.
Oh, it'll come a time when you go,
It-
hey man, I heard you all went over there. Why didn't you call me? And that kind of thing.
Right.
Mhm.
You
And
know.
so I'm bringing it up because it's huge, and you do, you know, you have a different kind of relationship. But I just, like I said, I want people to be mindful, especially some of my sisters. You know, this is what I do on a regular basis as far as like mediations and divorces and things like that. You know, I see it, and I'm telling you, some of the things that come out of it is some of the girlfriend. That girlfriend is a big reason why a lot of people get divorced.
I can see
I'm
that.
just telling you, that girlfriend, girl, I wouldn't do this, I wouldn't do that, da 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 da. And then the next thing you know, as soon, like I say, as soon as it tore up.
Yeah, I guess I will.
Yes, right.
Women do approach that kind of thing
That's right.
differently in my mind, because like if you and your girlfriends, the three amigos or
Right.
the fearsome
right,
foursome
right,
or whatever
right.
you ladies had group was name was, and the four of you used to hang from age 22 to now you're 30, but one of you got married, and you used to always go on this trip or on this night, and then when you met up, you know, like, girl, I'm going to be smashing them tonight. I got some shoes and I got this new dress and I've got this thing. And then when the married girl shows up looking like the class librarian, they're like, I know you ain't wearing that. And that causes a conflict with them, how she dresses now. That's what I see. They'll even bother their girlfriend because she won't wear the same type stuff she used to wear when she was single.
But
and it causes a rift.
It is so. And
Simple stuff in our
it's
eyes.
simple. We just wanted to put it out there because Emma and
You
I.
know what? Oh, go ahead, Brenda.
No, I was going to say
I'm
Emma.
thinking about it.
You know, we were just talking. I was just like, Emily, I just think about, you know, how uncomfortable I was having to deal with someone competing for my attention like that. And I'm like, I'm not even in a relationship with you like that. Like, why do I have to compete with you? Or, you know what I'm saying? In that competition, that I don't like it. And like I said, I know there's a lot of women out there that feel the same way. And I wish you would call in. That number is what? 478
Yeah.
250-1444. Again, that number is 478-250-1444. And let us know whether or not you've had that you don't have to tell your name, whether or not you've got that friend that is oh, what's wrong with you? Johnny, did you do that again?
No.
Yes, you did.
This ain't got nothing to do with Johnny.
It had nothing to do with Johnny.
I didn't.
You messed it
You know,
up.
I don't think that I have ever. I dress just about the same as I did when I met Raymond. Like
You know,
I mean that's weird. I don't think I've ever thought about a woman dressing differently now that she's married. But I guess some do.
Some do. I didn't either.
Well, guys,
I dressed the
I
same.
will say,
Like if I had, the girls out and short, like I would still wear that now.
but a lot of guys, if they met their future potential mate, like in this really sexy looking stuff and all, they don't really want their wife going out looking like she used to look when he met her.
I mean, that makes sense.
Well, that would make sense. But see, like some people, like I mean, I don't really wear that kind of stuff, you know.
Yeah, we know how you used to dress.
Oh, see, y'all real dirty and low down. Those were pictures. Those were just pictures.
Yeah, yeah, they were.
But you know, I like I said, I bring it out because it's real. We do on this show. We talk about real.
Oh yeah, I mean,
issues.
I really see why, because it is a actuality that I've heard a lot of women say, "I wish she'd quit calling me."
Yeah.
I've heard that quite a bit,
Mhm.
and or they'll say, "And she just calls, and she doesn't want anything."
Mhm.
You know,
When
I
she
hear that a
call,
lot.
And when she call, and then you know, like, what you doing? Oh, here you go. What you cooking?
And then when you don't answer,
I know.
hey,
What you cooking?
and when you don't answer, they say they'll start a whole nother narrative. I don't know what I did to her.
Yeah.
You know,
You
they
mad-
create this
Oh,
whole
my
other
God.
world.
Yeah.
They'll create
Yes.
this whole other thing, like
mad at
telling
me?
another friend or two.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know what she got mad about. You know, she just hating. Then it'll start a riff because you didn't answer the phone 15
And let me
times.
give you a problem that literally, it's funny you said that. That literally just happened to me just a few weeks ago. I wasn't answering my phone and I hadn't talked to this particular friend in like 2 days. And she 2 days. And she literally started inboxing me and say, "What's wrong with you? Are you mad at me or something?" I said, "Mad at you? What do you mean? ...
Yeah.
She said, "Well, you haven't answered the phone." I said, "Why would I be mad at you? Have you wronged me? Have you done something to me for me to be mad with you?" She answered back, "No." I said, "So then I'm not mad with you."
And see, then that lets me know why you single.
There
You know, I'm like, okay, so if you are bothering me like that,
Yeah.
I can only imagine what you do in a relationship. Because you can take that and multiply that thing by 10. You know, some of my good sisters, and you know, you're right, they listen to Iyanla, they listen to Steve Harvey. And let me just, since he trashed Iyanla, let's just trash Steve Harvey. Why y'all listen to Steve Harvey? He cheated on his wife.
But Steve Harvey been married 3 times as well. So
That's right.
I agree with you about Steve Harvey.
And
I've never got that whole Steve Harvey. I mean, as an actor, I'm good with
yeah,
him.
yeah.
But as a
relationship coach,
I don't get it.
coach. Now, some could say on either end of the spectrum, he would be the perfect person to talk to about relationships because he's been in so many. He's had the failed marriages, so he can tell you what not to do. Then you have the other ones that say, "I would never listen to you. You've had 3 failed marriages,
and you cheated."
So,
And you cheated. And
yeah.
so, you know, just to put it out there, because he has so much wisdom and people just, you know, what Steve said. I wouldn't ask Steve nothing.
No, the guys really never listened to Steve Harvey. It was women, because we saw right through Steve Harvey when he used to talk about all these, you know, when young men, he was giving all this relationship advice and then relating it to his own family and his daughters and that kind of thing, and how he would vet a guy and all. And we were all sitting there going, until he married the last lady who had the pretty children, we were sitting there going, I know there's not a line of men waiting to meet your daughters, the ones that look like him. Ain't no way in the world.
Don't call those girls unattractive.
I didn't say that. What I said was
said they look like
him.
Oh.
And we were sitting there going, why would he be on television keep saying that all these guys are lined up to talk to his daughters when we've seen his daughters?
Yeah.
And we know there's no line of people waiting for them.
And I just put up, because, you know, I just had to go there with it, because I said people just, you know, it does amaze me who people listen to.
And his previous wives. I don't know if you guys have seen pictures of Steve Harvey's previous wives. Now, he hit the jackpot when he hit Marjorie, but it's common sense.
I think it was Marjorie who hit the jackpot.
Well, arguably both of them. Arguably both of them. Because when you look at, she hit the jackpot obviously because she married a millionaire. But he hit the jackpot because even before he met Marjorie, when he was with the last wife before Marjorie, he was a millionaire then. And she wasn't that
and then
she wasn't
and by the
10.
way, and he cheated, and that's I'm gonna go back to,
Shame on Steve.
you know what you do, you gotta watch the people who are around your husbands or your relationship or your woman or whatever. You gotta watch Reverend Chicken Wayne too. You gotta I call him Reverend Chicken Wayne, pork chop, neck bone. You know, I'm talking about the Reverend. Have him in there, call you your significant other in for counseling, and then the next thing you know, he got it in there on private counseling, and y'all out there know I'm telling the truth.
My goodness.
Oh yeah.
I've never, and I'm gonna get fussed at and ate up. I think that if you need to go to marriage counseling, your pastor is not the person to go.
Oh, I think you're absolutely
I think
correct.
you need to go to a licensed professional psychologist that is trained in family and marriage counseling. I do not think your pastor is the person you go to when you need real marriage counseling, unless he is a licensed professional psychologist in family and marriage counseling.
There's one guy still here in
I tend to agree with that.
In Warner Robins, and he is a licensed therapist. But for the rest of them, you know, a lot of times they I'm kind of concerned. In fact, we'll do a show on why is so many women in the church and not enough men. Because they can go to church if they got a record. So we need to have that kind of conversation. But I do believe that sometimes church attract women who are sick, and I'm talking emotionally sick, and all of us are like that. But especially women, we are emotional creatures. We go in there, Reverend Chicken Wing be waiting on them. Mm-hmm. And so, and there's a lot of spiritual abuse out there, and I want to talk about that sometimes. Mm-hmm. Lots of spiritual abuse, and it's not addressed. Especially in the Black church, you're not going to talk about it.
For the record again, y'all, please, if you want to really truly save your marriage, go to a licensed professional psychologist that is trained in marriage and family counseling.
Because here go again. Everybody who say they your friend ain't. Okay? Everybody who say they are a person of the class ain't.
And a lot of times pastors will push you to stay in a situation that is not conducive, to stay in a situation that is not healthy, and to stay in a situation that's toxic.
And by the way, so they can creep in there.
Well, I mean, some may want that, but some want to stick on the principles, I guess, of Christianity, where you should stay married and you shouldn't divorce. And sometimes you actually just should. And y'all should part ways.
I'm putting it out there because I know some really good pastors here making. I know some really good ones, and I know some really bad ones. And you know what? I will never front a pastor, because I feel like you got your own karma. You got your own business that you gonna have to deal with if you know you ain't right with your wife. And you out there in the street and just hoping you don't get caught. Now, that's just what it is. And you can inbox me. You can find me on Facebook, Brenda Williams, if you got something to say about it, because I'm fine with it. I say what I said. And I mean what I say. But this show deals with, are your friends really your friends? You really need to evaluate that. And I'm just saying that, Johnny, you grew up in a house full of preachers. I'm telling the truth.
I agree. I think so. The preachers are, some of them, not all of them, obviously, can be a hot mess. My grandfather, you all know, was a pastor. He a big time minister out of Dallas, Texas. He passed away. He was 97 years old. And one of his best friends was a pastor as well. And he was also a huge evangelist, traveled all over. And when he passed away, I mean, like, we broke bread together. This is like the days, like, we knew TD Jakes personally before he came the TD Jakes that he is now. Mm-hmm. Like, the Potter's house was literally not even 3 blocks away from my grandfather's church. So, like, we grew up all, together. So this particular pastor was the epitome of what we thought, a good Christian man, should be. Wonderful wife, had children, grandchildren, everything. Mm-hmm. Long story short, he passed away. And when they found him in a hotel room in Las Vegas.
And say no more.
was snorting everything that he could snort up his nose. He had two, I don't like to say the word bastard children, but he had two illegitimate children from a woman that he had been having a full-blown affair with. So he had a whole nother family. And when you sit back and see this kind of stuff happening, it's like, but I grew up with you. What do you mean? And when that happened, it changed my whole perspective. So I stopped putting pastors on a pedestal. I think they're human beings, they're normal people, and they fall short of the glory of God, just like everybody else does.
And build your hopes on things eternal.
And that's right.
Hold to God's unchanging hand.
And I'm just saying,
hold to his hand.
Mm-hmm.
God's unchanging hand.
That's it.
You know. Yeah, and I'm just saying, I just feel like, you know, for some reason when we were talking about, I said we were just talking about those girlfriend relations. I said, but any kind of relationship that's based on trust, you know, like if you.
Well, that's what it all comes down to, because it really doesn't matter what is being done or happens if there is trust there, and if there's trust earned, then it won't cause problem.
And I'm just saying that, and when a person is insecure and a predator,
it's rough.
They're rough. And so if you're insecure, then it's going to always be, you know, a problem. And you know, and I love my single friends, but you know what, my single friends, I had to go to counseling. I had to straighten myself out. One of the reasons why, you know, I was single, because I had a list. Emily said it.
You did.
I had a list, and I was single until I tore it up. So, you know, some of the and then all, you know, the single women books and stuff like that. You know, the women who done wrote the books who are single still single. That's why they single. wrote the book. Get you a list. Write everything down that you, and I did write down things that I wanted in here. I'm not going to say that, but I wasn't rigid. You know, there were some things that I had to give up on, you know, so and a lot of that was foolishness.
Right. Because sometimes, you know, God, the Most High will bring people to you that you need and not that you want. And people, I think that's a very huge distinction. Sometimes we want things in our lives and we just want it. And we get so consumed with the idea of the want. And God could have this person right here in your face that this is who I am sending to you. This is what you need. But we're so stuck on what we want. We could have this perfectly good guy right here, and we just overlook him. And he's, you know, throwing himself at you. He's doing everything that he wants you to do. I mean, that you would want from a man, but you're too busy on your list over here of wants. And God is just like, you know what?
And then you got your girlfriend in your ear. And then I'm going to say this, I'm really in trouble. And then you got religiosity over here too. Because you got that thing called religion that'll mess you up when you stay single for a long time. And so you got religiosity over here, you got the girlfriend over here, and you got Reverend Chicken Wang in the back and Pope Chopper Neck Bone back there telling you what he wouldn't do. And you really don't know whether or not he running at you too. Because some of the, you know, I've been hit on by pastors.
Oh, yeah.
I've been hit on by pastors. I'm going to give a big shout out Reverend R.H., the Right Reverend R.H. Hildebrand. I see the time. When I was a little girl, I used to go to the conference up at Morris Brown College. That's how I ended up liking Morris Brown, because I used to go there with the AME church. And Bishop Hildebrand said, if any of these old preachers give you your their telephone number, I want you to take that telephone number and give it to me. Preacher did that. That was the first thing I said. We got a caller.
So God sent me to Sheila.
Yeah, God sent you to Sheila, Leon.
God sent me to Sheila.
Yeah.
I thought it was $2,800 worth of roses I sent to her.
That certainly enhanced your chances.
I sent her roses every Friday from July 10th, 1987 to December 1987. I thought it was $2,800 worth of flowers and roses and bouquets. I didn't know God sent me to her.
You wanted that thing, didn't you?
Yeah, $2,800 and still got the receipts to prove it.
You a borderline stalker.
Right.
So when she
I don't
come
know
home,
if I
I'm
should
gonna
be
tell
worried
her.
or.
I'm gonna say, Brenda, all of a sudden say God sent me to you.
Well, you know what? And I think she did, because anybody that can deal with you in the line of work that you're in and having to share you with everybody in this community, yeah, she's a godsend. She's an angel, because that's a hard job right there. Because he never, you know what I'm saying?
She ain't no angel.
She's never
She ain't
woman.
no angel.
Well, you know what? She's
She ain't
not
no
number
angel.
one, because she's always behind those telephone calls. Leon, I got to roll. I got to roll because we're getting ready to get off, huh?
She ain't no angel. She born on Halloween. You know she ain't no angel.
Bye.
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 We thank you for all that you do for this community, Leon Jones.
You know, but you know, I say this, and I brought it out today because it really is huge. And you can let people again get in your ear. They get in your ear, they tell you all this stuff, and then they mess your life up.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next thing you know, because those women that were calling, and I don't think they were gay, but I tell you what, I think that they wanted all my time. And I don't know how that falls in the spectrum of a relationship. You know what I'm saying, Emily? They don't want to share you with anybody.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the problem. And put religiosity in, and you got some of them churches that had them people in church.
I know I've been limited on my opinion on this subject, but again, what you just described, I think in its own twisted way, it boils down to you're that person that gives them confidence. You're way more important to them than you want to be.
Oh, that's interesting. Then you want to be, Emily.
And that you accept that you are. Because I see people, if they're not with a certain set of person or something, they're like so shy and withdrawn. But when they got that person with them, they're totally different people. And some people just need that person who they've met in their lives to give them that confidence. So maybe sometimes it's just simply that.
They just want, I don't know. I guess, I mean, I'm just saying this to you because it need to be said.
So Leon's wife is named Sheila.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Sheilas are angels. Sheilas are angels. They're special. Yeah.
Sheila, but before that, she said Sheilas are special. They ate good people. So Sheilas eat people.
She mean they are good people.
Are good people.
Stop it, Emily.
I'm just
Sheila.
He did say his wife was
Sheila
Halloween.
Sheila went to.
No, she would just say that she had a type.
Emily should be ashamed of herself.
Sheila, we're gonna hear her.
Sheila, just because you went to Southwest, that's not why she said that.
I ain't even from Macon, so I ain't got no,
Sheila is sweet as she could be.
She is. She's a beautiful, great person.
She is. She's real.
I believe you.
And she's one of our avid listeners.
She is all the time. Big shout out. You know what? I'm gonna have to take you to lunch one day.
Yeah, either she loves us or she has nothing else to do.
Sheila inbox me so I can take you to lunch one day.
Hey,
hold her to it. Brenda told me about phone lunches.
Yeah, Brenda would take you to lunch, and she even ordered let you get cheese on your Whopper.
You're so low that.
Right.
No, Brenda's. She's a woman of a word.
She'll make you cut it in half and split it with her.
Yeah, but she's a woman of word. Emily and I are just teasing. We think you're special, and we appreciate your listenership. Thank you so much. We love you too.
We love you too. And I think that is, when I go home, I have to face Henry after I've written this check, and I'll say, honey, this is how many people. We were up to like about 26,000 listeners, and we consistently with that. I hope that we're up a little bit more. That's why we ask you to share. When we have these loyal people out here, we need to meet some of our folks. Someone has said to us, why don't y'all do a live show? Emily, if we were to do a live show, would you do my makeup?
Diva much?
I was just wondering why you got them big eyelashes on today.
I don't have a stitch of eyelash on today. I'm just cute like that.
See? Hey, it's cherry blossom time here in Macon.
Yeah, it's cherry blossom, and
We're headed there as soon as I leave here.
that's why she got that dress on, that little short dress on.
From 5:30 to
We love you guys.
With your host, Brenda Sutton. That's every Monday. We'll see you there.
The views expressed on this program are not necessarily the views of the Glory 980 AM, the Glory Media Group, LLC, WDDO AM, its staff, management, or advertisers, but are the views and opinions of the participants of the broadcast.
Connecting the community through gospel. The new 107.9 FM, W300EB, Macon, and WDDO 980 AM, Perry, Macon.